Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. There is an air of absolute desperation crouching into Humza Yousaf. He is a man who, in his mind, can do no wrong. Everything he does is wonderful, is perfect. He never, ever makes mistakes. And so when mistakes are made, they're clearly someone else's fault, usually Westminster or Brexit or Israel or aliens. Who knows? Never him at all. And when these mistakes are highlighted, it's not because people are interested in why the SNP have yet again made a mistake, copped something up, cost the country millions because they've allowed idiots to take control and make decisions that they are quite unqualified or unable to make. No. When these things become public, it's not that. It's because there's a hostile press. The reason that everyone thinks that the SNP are doing badly isn't that they are a party of idiots, morons, the inept fools, ruled and sort of reigned and controlled by charlatans, crooks and greedy shysters. That's not it. The reason is because the press is hostile to the SNP. The press is hostile to nationalism. There is no honesty in the press at all now. And that is what he is claiming. And he's saying that this is affecting the SNP and affecting him because it makes him look like a complete moron. He's saying, like someone who is not capable of leading his party. He's saying, and that it's obvious. He said it's his words, an openly hostile press that are destroying any hope Scotland has for any kind of, independence. Has he not considered that maybe the press are pitching to the audience, that the press know that the majority of Scots don't want independence? And so when you want to sell newspapers, you've got to tell people what they want to hear. And since most people want to hear that independence is stupid, expensive, unworkable, etc., of course they're going to pitch the idea that it isn't going to work. Why else? What else would they do? It's ridiculous. And of course, as time goes on, and as he makes wilder and more, astonishing claims, in order to back him up, he has to get all the other people in his party to come up and say, yay, Humza, he's the best ever. Just look at the things he's done. Look at all those marvellous achievements that he's made in transport or justice. When he was in health, everything went shiningly bright. Anyway, look, now he's leader, and of course everything's working, kinda. There's nothing. These people they're dragging them out, and there is nothing they can point to at all. Nothing, not a thing that they can say has been a success because of Humza Yousaf. Some things have worked, but not because of him, but in spite of him. But not much even then, because he's no different from the vast, vast majority of MSPs, MPs, councillors who are in the SNP. They're all idiots, apart from the ones that aren't actually crooks, of course. But you get the likes of Shona Robertson coming out and saying, oh yes, look, I've had this brilliant idea, let's do this. Or Dave Dugan coming up, and he's talking about, he's making, astonishing claims. And there's the thing, they'll make these claims, they'll invent more or less these statistics. And when the press go and fact check them, turns out that those statistics are a load of old horse shit. The whiskey, excise duty on whiskey or something was the big one. So it's going to cost, it's going to destroy the whiskey industry and all this. Whiskey industry is making billions. Oh, well, we've got to invent some more figures. Got to do this, that, and oh, well, this is costing us, that's costing us over there. And they're not. They're absolutely not. Oh, God, who was the guy? Dundee councillor. Oh, John Alexander of the Dundee Council. Didn't he say that interest payments that the Dundee Council were forced to pay to the UK government amounted to 15% or something. And it's allocated 15% of interest on the national debt. Turns out it's 8%, so half, basically. And spurious statistics. The press go, fact-check them, find out what the truth is, publish it. Oh, how dare the press check us? How dare the press fact-check us? They're fact-checking us. They must be an openly hostile press. That's the line now from the SNP. How dare you fact-check us? By fact-checking us, it's almost as though you don't naturally believe everything that comes out of our mouths. Well, of course not. You've been caught out lying too many times. The old saying, who is it? Franklin, was it? There are lies, damn lies, and statistics. Well, I think that can be altered to there are lies, damned lies, and everything that comes out of an SNP politician's big fat gob. When's the last time any of them have told the truth? The only one who even approaches it occasionally is Fergus Ewing, and even he sometimes bends it, let's be honest. They go on that they could be an independent body, an independent government, an independent country. And yet, when checked, they can't. They absolutely rely on Westminster money. And now the next great lie that will come out, that will be checked, and the press will be anti and hostile and everything for checking, is they're saying that they're going to be charged, and this is because they're doing up Parliament in Westminster. They're saying, oh, we're going to be expected to pay for that. Well, to be fair, you've got 57 MPs in there. Maybe you should be paying, 650ths or whatever it is. 659? So maybe you should be paying 57 659ths of the fee. And that isn't going to come to the billions that you've already quoted it's going to cost you. It'll be 20, 30 million. Something like that. Whatever it is, whatever it comes out as. But it's your share. You put people there. And it isn't coming out of SNP funds, is it? It's coming out of the nation's funds in the same way as who paid for Holyrood. That wasn't the SNP either. And what the SNP need to do is stop telling lies, stop moaning that there's a hostile press who keep checking you for the lies, start actually doing the jobs that people are paying you to do, and don't blame everything that happens on other people. Admit your party is filled with incompetent fools, morons, charlatans, crooks, greedy, grasping, malicious, horrible people, and come to terms with it. Adapt, improve, do better. And one last message for Humza Yousaf. If you've engendered hostility, it's because of what you've said and what you've done. Most people are genuinely forgiving. They'll accept mistakes. But with you, it isn't a mistake. It's got to be deliberate, because nobody could do the amount of mistakes you do. So everything you do that's bad and rotten and awful, it's got to be planned. Anyway, thank you very much for that. Take care. Speak soon. Bye.